The Boys is a new Amazon Prime original show. It is a take on the superhero genre that I'm sure a lot of people are over. It's played out, it's been overdone, it's oversaturated market, blah blah blah. I can understand that. I personally have no superhero fatigue because almost every superhero film or show I watch is great, and it's just something that really appeals to me. So make them as much as you want. As long as they're good, I'll continue to keep coming back. But what I think's really amazing about this show, and let me just say right up front for anyone who's just kind of like, well, get to it, man. This show is fantastic, but it is not for the faint of heart. This is a very R-rated show. But let's talk about the show really quick. What I think is so special about this show is that I feel like this is a much needed change for people who are sick of the superhero storyline, because this kind of takes what we know of the superhero genre or superhero subgenre and kind of flips it on its head, and it makes for some really entertaining, dark, hilarious stuff. So what this is about superheroes who are not as good as they appear to be in public. This kind of mirrors politics in a lot of ways, where the superheroes are corrupted, and the company that they work for is doing some really shady stuff behind the scenes, and they're making it's all about money, it's all about fame, it's all about power, and there's twists and there's turns, and the characters are fantastic. You've got Carl Urban in here, which anytime you got Carl Urban in something, whether it be even the Doom movie with The Rock, is Carl Urban, man. All the way back to Lord of the Rings and the Dredd movie. Oh, the Dredd movie, and his performance as Bones in the Star Trek movies. Carl Urban is amazing and does not get anywhere near as much credit. And to his credit, he looks just like Joel from The Last of Us in this damn show. I was watching this and I was like, dude, he could kill it as Joel if they ever made a Last of Us video game adaptation into a film. Ellen Page would have been, perfect as his counterpart there, because she looks almost identical. But now she's obviously getting a little old to play Ellie's character there. But okay, anyway, when I was watching this, I was like, he looks just like him. Holy shit! And I put a side-by-side comparison on my Facebook group, just so people could see what I was seeing, and man, it's damn close. And we also got Elizabeth Shue in here, who I was, big fan of growing up as a kid, obviously, and like Adventures in Babysitting and The Karate Kid, and even later with like The Saint and Leaving Las Vegas, and hopefully now that she's on Amazon's television series here, she can take her ass right on over, her well-aged ass, she looks fantastic, over to YouTube and get on Cobra Kai Season 3. She needs to be there. They set it up. It's got to happen. Watch Cobra Kai. It's fantastic. But definitely be watching The Boys. Now, I haven't watched many Amazon originals. Nowhere near enough. There's tons of them I would love to watch. And they got tons of amazing ones coming up in the future, with a Lord of the Rings show that has 20 episodes. 20 episodes, so they said, for the first season. Holy shit, sign me up all day. But there are some absolutely bonkers, insane, gnarly ass sequences in this show. Holy shit. Now, I will say this. While I was watching this show, because it gets graphic, man, these superheroes absolutely mutilate people. I mean, I don't want to say anything on how they do it because it'll ruin it, and there's some really, really funny sequences with something that you would never normally find funny, but the way it's done, the way that it's presented, you can't help but laugh. But while I was watching this, I was reminded of the film Brightburn, which came out earlier this year, a superhero horror movie that was done by James Gunn and his brother, if I remember correctly. And while I was watching that, I enjoyed the film a good amount. But one of my major gripes with the film is, wow, they could have went way more hardcore. I mean, if you're going to have an evil Superman and you want to play to that, you need to, and you want to go for an R rating, and you want to appease the base, the audience that's coming here for what they're coming here for. We're coming here for brutality. We're coming here to watch Superman go ape shit and rip people apart and, you know, use his laser vision and whatnot. And while I didn't get what I wanted out of that as far as the massacre, the gore, and all of that, holy shit, do I get it here. So there's a character in this show called Homelander, and he's essentially a Superman, but he is like the Patrick Bateman of Supermen. And this guy uses his laser vision. Holy shit, does he just brutalize people. The gore in this is insane. There is a death in a bathroom. There's deaths with, I don't want to say anything more. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but there's some hilariously insane violence in this. But there's a great story too. I don't want it to just seem like it's some mindless thing. I think that this story is very fresh. I think it's very clever, and I think there's a lot of really great drama in here as well. There is a character named Huey, and he is brought into this world by these guys because his girlfriend meets her demise very early on in the show, and he is extremely angry and wants revenge on one of the superheroes, one of the 7, as they call themselves. There's 7 of them, and they're kind of the top tier superheroes in the world, and they work for this major corporation who supports them, funds them, and publicizes them, and gets all their money, and blah, blah, blah. And so he wants vengeance, and Carl Urban's character named Butcher comes in and recruits him into his like task force, essentially, for taking down bad superheroes. And there is a new recruit to the 7 named Starlight, and it's an actress that I'm fairly familiar with from other movies movies and television series that she's made, and she is absolutely stunning, gorgeous girl. And she's brought in thinking, you know, this is going to be the greatest thing. I grew up loving these guys, you know, and of course, what's that adage? Never meet your heroes, right? And she learns very quickly that this is not what she signed up for. This is not the fantasy she had of her life when she was dreaming of being one of the superheroes as a kid. And, you know, the connections that are made throughout this, the relationships, the friendships, the betrayals, the twists and turns, as I said, they're all so well done. This is such a well-rounded show. But I will say, and I've said this before, but I'm going to continue to keep saying this show is unapologetically R-rated. Like, it's fucking brutal at times, and it will turn some people off like that. But if you're not opposed to that kind of stuff, I do think that this is a show that, even if you don't like superhero stuff, I think this will be a fresh take on something like that. It might actually get you into this. This is from the guy who did Preacher, which is another great show. There's so many fantastic comic book series on television right now. It's incredible. Just such quality, high quality production stuff, and it's only going to get better with the release of Disney Plus coming here soon, with all the MCU shows they got. It's just going to get better and better and better, and I can't even believe that, but we are in a golden age of television and film. And every damn week, I'm just watching Doom Patrol, Umbrella Academy, Legion, this. I mean, the quality of superhero television show. Now, this is based on an actual comic book series, which I'm currently reading. I'd never read it before, but I picked it up. I have Amazon Prime, and I have Comixology Unlimited, which is only $5 a month, and they have thousands and thousands of comics that you can read unlimited for the entire month, and it's a killer deal. I'm reading like freaking Lock and Key, and I'm reading this, and I'm reading Avengers stuff, and it's incredible. But the quality is out of control, and I really hope it's already been renewed for a second season, but man, I hope people are watching this. And look on IMDb right now, look anywhere. It's got like a 9.1 or something. It is beloved by almost anyone who's checked it out. So it seems to be universally praised. People seem to be just as in love with it as I am. I haven't talked to a single person yet who has seen it, hasn't loved it. Every one of my friends who has watched it is freaking infatuated with it. And when it ends at season 8, episode 8, when it ends, you're just like, oh man, no, please, I need more right now. This is cruel. This is cruel and unusual punishment. You can't do that to me. Don't leave me like that. I need more. But that's how you want to feel when you watch the first season of something. I was hooked from the get-go. I mean, episode 1, pilot episode. A lot of shows have rough pilots where you watch the episode and you're like, okay, like I can see how this could be interesting, and I'm going to stick with it. That's usually like the best you get from pilots. Now, more modern day shows, I've seen that not be the case as much anymore. I know a lot of shows have so much competition that they're like, we need to front load this thing and make it extremely appealing right up front. So that might be changing. Times may be changing for that. But man, this show, I mean, within a couple minutes, I was instantly hooked. I was like, oh shit, this is brutal. This is funny. This is dark. This is well done. I mean, the production value, the everything. There's some minor gripes. If I really wanted to pick and, anything, anybody could do that. There are certain things like, I wish we would have gotten to see. That's really all it's going to be. Every nitpick I have is, I wish I would have got to see a little more of this and a little more of this. Anytime you're left wanting a little more or more, I think for the most part, that's a good thing. Especially if there's a second season where they can explore more of the things I wanted to see. I wish I could have saw more of a team up of the 7 to see them in their full strength and all that. But that's not really what this show's about. This show isn't really about superheroes going and fighting crime. This is all about superheroes who commit crimes and make it look like they're the heroes. So it really doesn't focus on superhero heroics all that much. And it more focuses on the tainted, corrupt underbelly of the superhero circuit, the product that is the superheroes. And it gets really shady. And these characters are just awful. I mean, Homelander and these characters, they're such terrible, terrible superheroes. But anyway, guys, please watch it. Let me know if you've seen it. You don't have Amazon Prime. Holy shit, Amazon Prime is one of the most amazing things ever. It is the most bang for your buck you will get in entertainment. For all the shit that comes with Amazon Prime, with the free shipping and Amazon Prime, the channel, and then you got the music, and you've got the books, and you've got the comics, and there's little add-ons, but they're all so cheap. It's insane. It is an absolute must-have, in my opinion. It's got an unlimited library of horror movies, and it's an incredible membership there. So definitely check that out. But The Boys, what a shock, what a surprise. I had heard about this for months. I didn't really know anything about it, and people were fairly excited, and then it dropped, and people were freaking out, and I was like, all right, I gotta check this shit. I gotta get to this, man. I want to watch this. And it was just, I was like, sneaking away from my kids who were downstairs. If they were distracted for a minute, I'd like sneak upstairs, and I'd watch like 10 minutes, and then they'd call for me, and I'd be like, fuck, and I'd run down, and then they'd kind of get into something, and I'd sneak away, and I'd watch another 20 minutes, and I was like, And they call me away and I'd be like, no, I don't want to shut it off. Like, that's how obsessive I was. I only started it 2 days ago and I watched the whole damn thing. So yeah, anyways, it's getting really late, guys. Let me know what you thought of this show if you haven't watched it. And if you have watched it, if you haven't watched it, get the fuck on it right now. Right now.